everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Yeah. Feels good. Man, do we have an exciting show for you guys today. If you're just joining us for the first time, this show is called People Helping People, and that is exactly what we do. We interview business owners, artists, musicians, difference makers, movers, shakers in the community, and get to know them, look behind the curtains, and see who they are, their purpose, their reason, their why. And I sit here and try to interview them as if I am aspiring to do what it is that they do, to bring you guys the most amount of information, wisdom, and inspiration that I can. And this here is a live show. So get involved in the conversation. If you have questions for us at any time, leave those questions in the comment box. If you just have some comments or some feedback or just want to introduce yourself, we have an incredible community here. So welcome to anybody that's just joining us. And thank you to everybody who's coming back. This one's for you guys. We love you guys. And we are in chapter 3, episode number 6 of chapter 3 to be exact. It has been such an incredible journey thus far, and I just continue to feel so inspired by the people that we've been having on this show and the amount of support and love that we've conjured along the way. So thank you all again for being a part of what we're building here at People Helping People. Before we jump into the actual episode, our guest is patiently waiting in the background. Before we bring our guest on, we do have some sponsors of the show today, which I am so proud to be representing. And let's talk about them. Mike Silkowski is sponsoring People Helping People. T-Town Boxing is sponsoring People Helping People. And also the Diabetes Network of Arizona. And we are a proud representative of all of them. So we will touch more on that later and give you guys a deep dive on those sponsors. But you know what? I just realized my computer is not plugged in, so I'm going to grab my computer cord and plug that in before we die mid-show. I'm going to hit a 1-minute pause here, you guys. Sorry. And I hope that you guys enjoy this background music in our startup. We've got some new tunage, some non-copywritten tunes for you guys to check out and listen to. So let me go ahead and run a 1-minute timer real quick, go get a charger, and then we'll bring on our guest. Give me just a moment. I will be right. Yeah. Okay. And we're back. Thank you for holding tight with us. Sprinting all over to make sure that we are well charged for this episode. I looked at my battery life and I'm like, hold on a minute. We don't want to lose you right off the jump here. But ladies and gentlemen, Today, again, is a very special episode, and I am so excited to bring today's guest on. I feel like we had a very pivotal interview the first time that this guest came on, and we discussed so many different things. I took a lot of inspiration from him. He has taken self-help and completely devoted being that message to the people via hip hop music. And I'd never heard of anybody taking that outlet to be the voice of self-help, to be the voice of wisdom for people via hip hop music. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage our friend, Mr. Joe Dreamz. Looks like we've got a black screen. Where is Joe? Joe, are you out there? I'll kind of give him a minute. See if we can pull him in. And again, this is a live show, so sometimes this stuff happens. We just had a nice conversation prior to the show. I always have my guests on about 10 to 15 minutes before we go live to kind of catch up and set expectations for what's going to be happening on the show. And, sometimes technical difficulties happen. If say the Wi-Fi goes out or, okay, so he just left. Let's hope he comes back. But yeah, this is a live show. So those things do happen, and we pivot, we move, we maneuver, and we try to make, okay. All right. He just sent me a message here. We try to make the best of every episode that we can. All right. I'll let him know. The people want Joe back. Let's see if we can get him back in here. But in the meantime, there's so many exciting things coming up, and we have talked at length about some of them. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Joe Dreamz. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, hello.
Hey, Joe, how are you, man?
I'm better now that I'm on People Helping People. Nice
Yes,
to
sir.
meet you and your lovely audience.
Absolutely. It's so good to have you back. And I was just telling the people that your story and how we discussed how you got to the point. Oh, man, there's a lot of echo back there.
I'll turn the volume a little down on this.
Okay.
All right, how about now?
Okay, check. Oh, and we lost him again. Dang it. This might be a touch and go episode, a little back and forth.
I'm here.
Okay, we can hear him. And there's still a crazy echo back
All right.
there. It sounds like
Well,
There's still a crazy.
yeah. I wonder if they can hear that too. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the comments while we try and figure this out.
how about now?
Rich is in the house.
You know what?
Welcome, Rich. He
Hold
says
up,
good evening.
hold
man.
up. Hey, can you hear me?
Joe, I can hear you. I can't see you.
Can you hear me?
I can
Oh,
hear
what?
you.
This is the best example possible. I think this is the best example possible. Joe Dreamz right here. What we're experiencing right here is that, because this is a perfect example. When you're trying to live Joe Dreamz, nothing ever goes exactly the way that you want it to go. But I think it would be a good example to set for the audience for us to make the most out of what we got right now.
Absolutely. Well said. And it is so true, Joe. I've been talking about some of the struggles that I've been having recently in life and wanted to touch on the fact that it's not how you start the day, but how you finish it. So no matter what, you can hit that reset button at any point in time and everything can be working against you. And just knowing that if you do have a little bit of time left in the day, you can turn things around. And this conversation is us turning my day around today. So I'm so happy you're here.
Yes, that's right. So my audio's good.
Your audio's good. We got no visual, but audio's intact.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully that'll come back on. Let's see. Oh, what's that? What's that? Is that
There we go.
something moving?
Yeah, I see you.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Dreamz is
go.
back. Man. Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts, but that's so true. It's so true that no matter what you're going to be doing in life, there's going to be roadblocks, there's going to be speed bumps, there's going to be every obstacle you can imagine in the way, and it's about finding ways to push through that. Let's go ahead and for the people that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes. Okay, yes, that's a great idea. So my name is Joe Dreamz, and don't forget the Z. And I'm from Slam Diego, California. I say that because I'm a huge Padres fan. And one of the most important things that is this right here. If you could see this on the screen, this right here is the Live Joe Dream symbol. I also have it tattooed on my hand. This is an image of me jumping off of a cliff into Crater Lake in Oregon. And before I took this leap, I saw some young people who were on the edge of the cliff, who were looking over the edge, and I could tell that they wanted to jump, but they were afraid of going for it. And so something told me to jump and go and do it. And so I jumped, and I actually said, "Live Joe Dreams" when I jumped. And guess what happened after that? Everybody started jumping, and the kids started jumping, their family started jumping, and somebody happened to take a picture of that leap that did that. And I made that the symbol of the Live Joe Dreams movement, because that's exactly the mission that we have with everything we do, is to get somebody to go and take that leap of faith, whether it's these dream suits, or whether it's the music, or all the other that I'm doing. The stickers, right, are all designed to inspire people to take it, like to say, to live Joe Dreams. So that's the why. I heard you mention the why earlier.
Yeah, you have so much purpose in what you do, and it is so inspiring to hear your story as to how that came to fruition. So if anybody missed our first episode together, highly recommend going back and listening to how Joe Dreamz turned his wanting to better himself with self-help books, going to the library, reading these books, and realizing that when you went to speak about these things, it fell on deaf ears. Not a lot of people would hear you. And so you used hip hop as an outlet to reach more. And how has that been going for you?
Well, let me look at this wall behind me, and let me show you. So there's up here, you can't see it in the frame, and I don't want to touch anything because how things have been going in this podcast. But up on this wall, there's a couple pages of a book that I cut out that somebody sent to me, and it says, "You are." Well, hold up. Let me get up here so I can read it. "You never know whose life you'll touch. Thank you, and always live Joe Dreams." From Emily. And this is a book that she wrote because she heard the song "Are You Living Joe Dreams" while she was at the farmer's market, and she really meditated on that question, and it inspired her to finish that book. And so she sent me a copy and signed it and everything like that. And next to it, there's another letter from somebody else who goes to the Rock Church, who let me perform there. She said, "Thank you for your continuous kindness and motivation. You make a difference in this world. Jesus loves you. Always look forward to seeing you after church." So that's some of the impact that we've been having on the world.
That's great, man. And it's so incredible feeling that feedback firsthand. And I'm sure I do want to take things back to when you first started versus how things have changed over time. But I'm sure that there's been a big difference in the feedback that you're receiving from the people as you continue to grow and inspire. Can you tell me a little bit of a difference between, say, the first few months that you started this versus when you're out now? Like, what has changed? What is one of the biggest changes you've seen?
Well, one, the outfits. I remember the first idea that I had for Joe Dreamz when it comes to the outfits was taking sleepwear, like pajamas and things like that, and turning it into a whole thing. I'm like, oh, nobody's using sleepwear. I could take sleepwear, put, paint a little design on it and that. So that idea didn't work really, but I tried and it could have made sense. But now these actual dream suits, right? That's a huge difference from from where I started with the embroidered designs and the patches and everything like that. And so that's one of
Let's
the
break that
biggest
down.
differences is the image from the visuals for
Yeah.
sure, and the
Yeah.
style. I have my hair twisted up now, and so I have tattoos now. On my hand, the tattoos. So there's been a lot of differences. That's one difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's break that down because you're sitting in front of a sewing machine right now with a bright orange suit in front of you. What do you got going
Yes.
on?
Yes. So it is, as we record this, it is the month of October, and during the month of October, I often get booked for a lot of different parties and gigs. And I remember last year I performed at Halloween parties. And so I want to have a Halloween dream suit that I can wear to all of the Halloween themed events and also inspire people to live their dreams as well. And the theme of this suit and the theme of Halloween is fear. And fear is always a factor when it comes to living Joe Dream. So I wanted to make a suit about one of my greatest fears ever, which
Ooh.
is a nuclear fallout. So I ended up so on the top. So this is a suit that's a two-piece. It's a three-piece suit, but you have here. Let me put it over here. It's a little easier to see when I do it like this. So at the top you have an airplane, a jet, a fighter jet. And then you have the Tsar Bomba. This is the largest nuclear bomb ever assembled by this, and they exploded it in the ocean back in the 50s or 60s, something like that. And so you have, so I found the images, and then I had it digitized, and then you have the bomb going like this, and then it completes on the pants like this. The bomb keeps going. And then
That's great.
yeah.
I love it, man. How did the conception of the dream
Yes.
suits come about?
Yes. And then wait first, and then
Oh, there's
on the
more.
back, since it's a completion, and I'm going to be forming this out in public a lot, I decided to put the at Joe Dreamz. So you have the at J, and then the backside of the pants. So on the front left, and then on silver on the back right. So it's a cool matching pattern somewhat. And then the Dreams completes on the pants. So if someone sees me performing live or out in public and they're just fast and they only have about 15 seconds to see me, then they're able to if they so please. Then the last thing I'll show you is the quotes. So this is going to be for my song Tunnel of Fear I used to promote. And so I took some of the lyrics from the song and I stitched them onto the suit along with and embroidered with my face. So one is
Oh, we lost video again.
and on the it completes it on the top it completes it. Watch your back. Something might pop out like a pop art. So that's the lyrics that complete it. So bam, we
I
have
love it,
our
man.
fear
Well,
suit. Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
gonna
we
call it, the
lost.
fear suit.
W- I love it. We lost
It looks like
video on you again.
got disconnected.
Yep. We've got audio, but we did lose video on you. So I guess a good question would be something that's not visual. Let's talk a little bit about if you had to
Okay, let's
describe
see how
yourself
we can figure this out.
yeah. If you want,
Refresh.
I can. Okay, we lost him. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging with us. We definitely sometimes just have technical difficulties, and that's just what it is. He's trying to pop back in right now, and I see that he has some video too. So let's try and get him back on here. Let's see. There we go.
All
There
right,
he is.
are we good?
Yeah, we see you. Welcome back, Joe. So I would like to know, how do you describe what it is that you do? We know who Joe Dreamz is based on our first conversation, but I would like to just give a quick rundown. Oh, I can't hear you. We've got nothing in the
Hello?
audio. All right, there we go.
I can't hear you yet.
No, check. Mic check
Let's
2 1
see.
2.
I'm gonna leave and come back. I don't know if you can hear me or
Okay.
not.
Okay. All right. Joe Dreamz. Let's see. Let's see if we can hear him now. He just popped back in. Thanks for hanging tight with us, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can hear him and see him. See if he can hear and see us. We've got visual. We've got audio. Can you hear me? All right. Joe, if you can hear me, if you'd like, we can reschedule this. I'll run this show out. Yeah, I think that might be the best bet at this point. Yeah, Rich says, what a wonderful world of a live feed. Yeah, it's just what it is, you know? We pivot, we move, we adapt. And sometimes you strike out, which is totally okay, and pun intended. But if you want to go follow Joe Dreamz, go to his channel there, Instagram.com/Joe Dreamz. He's so stinking entertaining, and he busks. He stands on his speaker and raps his songs to people that are passing by in San Diego. All right, Joe, let's try one more time. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, and now we have echo, I believe. Let me see. Check.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Interesting.
How
We'll
about
try
now?
this one more time. It sounds good now, I think. Let's ask the people.
Alrighty.
How we sounding? Cool. Okay, so welcome back, Joe. Let's go ahead and talk about if people are asking you what it is you do, what's your elevator pitch, or how do you describe what Joe Dreamz does?
Well, the way I describe it is by talking about this leap of faith right here. That's what I do, is I get people to take that leap. Like I took that leap on the cliff that got everybody else to jump when people weren't jumping before. That's exactly what I do through my music.
How?
And through my fashion.
Through your
So
music.
that's the elevator pitch.
Nice. Beautiful. And how do you get your music out into the masses?
By taking leaps of faith. Seriously. But that's how I do it. Or going out there outside of a music festival or a concert and with my sound box, a world's loud booth speaker, my microphone, and my drone, and bam, go out there and take a leap of faith. That's how I do it every day.
Yeah, I think that you have such a unique way of creating content too. I always wonder because you do capture these really epic moments of interactions with these people. You know, you have people that are loving what you're doing and supporting, and then you have the haters who just can't stand what you're doing. And there's like, you get every type of human being with what you do. How do you film 24/7 or are you strategic? How do you film yourself?
Yeah, I have my camera right here, and I put it up on a tripod, and I got my DJI mics. It's like fishing. You stick your line in the water, and 99% of the time, nothing happening. And even the time that your pole does shake, sometimes the seaweed, sometimes the fish is too small, but sometimes you get a tuna, and you could use that tuna to feed yourself and your family. So that's how I see creating content.
It's so true. It's so true. I think for everybody that is in this space, even with podcasting, I find it's interesting talking to specific people and seeing what catches traction versus what doesn't. And like you said, I think it's like throwing spaghetti against a wall or chumming the waters, you know, seeing what sticks to the wall. You're never going to know unless you're there throwing all day long. And you never know what kind of fish are going to bite unless you're actually out there on the boat chumming the waters. And I want to talk about some of the whales that you've caught via Instagram or whatever social media platform it is that you're using. What are some of those moments that are just unreal and that just blew your mind that it caught?
Well, one, when a couple, well, there's a man and a wife and a little tiny baby, and the man calls out to me as I'm performing. He's like, "I named my daughter after you," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "I named my daughter after her." I'm like, and he's like, "Joy Dreams, Joy Dreams," and then his wife comes up and holds up her baby. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Right? I couldn't believe it, and I captured it, and well, I didn't, my friend came back at him. I'm like, "Did you get that? Did you get that?" He's like, "Yeah, I got it." I was like, "Yes!" That was a moment, and that one went viral, and that one's still going viral. And that's one of my favorite videos because not often do you get a viral video that just makes people feel good, and like it makes everyone feel good when they see that. Like, wow, like someone named their daughter after her. And to me it was like, wow, like this is real. Like I've always known that this is real, and I've had things like I read on the Raw earlier, and to me that was a whole nother level of wow, this is very meaningful, and also got me thinking about, man, I need to get this message out into the rest of the world, because if this is happening in San Diego, if these kind of things happening in San Diego, and San Diego is such a diverse place that has pretty much the whole world in it, then if the whole world was exposed, this existed, they probably react very similarly, so, right? And so we have something here for sure. So that's what it got me thinking. Okay, like if someone win their child after you, that means the message of living Joe Dreams is very meaningful and very powerful. And I'm sure that there's thousands of millions of people just like them that need to hear this message, right? Or that would absolutely love it if they heard it or were exposed to it. So that's one of the things that I'm working on right now is like, how do we get this worldwide? How do we get this all over the place? And I actually have an idea that I want to take a leap of faith with your audience and everyone who's watching this podcast from home, who's watching it live, and who's also watching it at home now and in the future. So one of the things that is the most important thing for us to live our dreams, to live Joe Dreams, I'm just going to refer to it as that, is for us to know what makes us unique and special in the world. Because if you know what makes you unique and special in the world, then you know how you can value and you know how you can really live your dreams. So I made a song called You, right? And in this song, there's something called the one of one challenge, the one of one dance, because you are one of one. That's the whole message of the song. And so I have it pulled up right here on my speaker, and the instructions of this dance are built on. So super easy. first I want us to make sure you could even hear this and what's going on. So the song, it comes out at the end of this month, but I want to just but this podcast is going to be out there for a long time, so it doesn't really matter. So let me do a 5-second audio test.
Only one of you. There's only one of you.
Do you hear that?
We can. Yeah, there's a little bit of crackling, but it's
You know
let's
what?
run it.
You know what? It's all good. I'll save it for another time. I'll save it for another
Okay.
time. But just
You
so
know what
you
else
know,
we
but you get the gist of the song.
What else we can do, Joe, is you can send me that track and I can play it as we're doing this if that's what you want to do.
I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait. It wouldn't. Yeah, it seems a little bit complex now, and complexity is the enemy of all able to do it together. So it's all good. It's all good.
Okay. No worries. All right. Well, I just want to say, for one, thank you for gracing our audience with your presence again, because our last conversation was so insightful. And I'm glad that we got the audio and video stuff figured out, because, again, I have so many questions for you. And we were on the topic of discussing chumming the waters and you filming yourself in order to get these moments that are super special. I want to talk about some moments that you have had. Maybe if you have a moment or a couple of moments that were highlight worthy, that were never caught on camera, that you'd like to share.
That's a great question. Let me take a moment to think.
Sure.
Well, there's often times where a conversation like this will happen where somebody will come up to me and they'll say, "Hey, man, I've seen. I moved to San Diego, and I've been seeing you out here, like everywhere I go, consistently. And I just want to say that really inspires me. And like basically anything that has to do with inspire people live Joe dreams. That's what I care about. But the moments like that where somebody will share with me what it means to them and how they love how I'm out here promoting positivity and how we need more of that in the world. And I know it's not super interesting for the algorithm, but that's some of the most meaningful interactions, the side conversations where people let me know the impact that this has on them, and that motivates me to keep on going, because I know what's happening. I know we're out here. So that's another yes. So that's another reason why someone with anybody comments on my page is so irrelevant, because when I have a conversation like that with somebody, it's like I'm not stopping this until forever. This is going on. This is going to happen no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. That unwavering optimism, unwavering confidence in what you're doing because of you finding purpose, being in service of others, is so special. And a friend of mine that was on this podcast, Rizzle, shout out to Upleft State of Mind podcast. Shout out to Rizzle. He was telling us with his music, he would rather his music mean a lot to a little group than, or I'm sorry, mean a hold on. let me catch this.
I get the gist of what you're saying, though. I the gist.
Right. Instead of his music,
yeah, like if you try to talk
to everyone,
you talk to no one.
Yes. So his, and I'm going to say it exactly right this time. Instead of his music meaning a little to everyone, he would rather it mean everything to one or a few people. And so, I noticed too with this podcast, People Helping People, we're not a viral show. This is a slow roll. Because of us doing good in the world, and the only thing that seems to rise to the top is a lot of hatred and things that make you aggravated. And I've even noticed that in some of the those interactions that you've had with fans and people walking by. I don't even want to, well, I guess they're fans. If they're giving you attention, that's a fan, right? But those interactions that you've had with individuals, can you tell me some of the craziest interactions that you've had out there standing on your speaker and doing hip hop in public?
One of them was, well, you can't really see it, but this is the sign that sent me to New York when I actually went to New York. So context, I'm a diehard Padres fan. Woohoo! And the Padres made the playoffs a few years ago, and they had a series against the New York Mets in New York. It was best 2 out of 3 for I believe it was a wild card. And it went to game 3. On game 3, the Padres won and eliminated the Mets. And Citi Field is the place that the Mets play. And on the day of the series, I was performing outside of their stadium with the Padres jersey on. Right? Before and after the game, I was performing with a Padres jersey on. So there were some Padres fans, like, and it's like an example we were just talking about, because when I'm wearing a Padres brand and perform, all the Padres fans there are like super energized, like, yeah, Joe Dreamz. And then all of the other New York fans are like, F you, man. So much antagonism, but so much great content at the same time. So, oh, you went black?
Now it's my turn. Hold on.
I'm supposed to go black, not you.
You're right. Give me just a sec. Keep telling us about this situation. I'll fix this real quick.
Yes. So in game 3, after the Padres eliminated the Mets, I performed the Padres theme song outside of their stadium on the way out. And one Mets fan, he was just not having it. And so he ended up pushing me off my speaker and, as you know, cursing up a storm, and just was putting his hands on me and stuff, and I decided to keep singing, and instead of react to him, I decided to just keep singing, get back on my speaker, and just keep doing my thing. And I remember, and if you watch that video, the video has probably like over 50 million views now, like over different platforms and things like that. At the very end of the video, you can see a little smile on my face, because I know that my camera was rolling, because I had taken a look at it and then see if red flash was going, and it was. I was like, yes! Like when I got back to the hotel room, you have no idea. Like I was like, yes! I was so happy, because it was the last day, and I finally got a viral moment on the last day of the last game of my New York trip. It was like right before the trip ended. And so I was able to monetize it, and I was able to make all the money back that I spent on going to New York. Right? So that was one of my favorite moments right there, because it was able to, it was able to provide an example of how to respond instead of react, and also I was able to monetize it, and being in New York and representing my favorite baseball team. So that was one of my favorite moments.
That's a ballsy move, man. That is a ballsy move to be standing, especially, I mean, New York of all places. Like, they are diehard about their sports, and they wear their heart on their sleeves, and they're not scared to say something. So I can imagine. Do you have a little bit more confidence in doing something like that?
They're not.
What's that?
Yeah, so
Might be having
just
audio issues.
a little heads up. For some reason, I had my phone plugged in. It looks like it might die at any moment right now, even though it's plugged in.
Okay.
This is unique.
We're killing it today.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no worries, man. But yeah, I guess I'll get into the meat and potatoes. I have one question that I really want to ask you before.
Okay, yeah, let's do that one.
Before we have any catastrophic events here. What is something? Oh no. If you guys go back to the last interview with Joe Dreamz, it was an incredible interview, but it was like this. We said exactly the same things. It was like I would get to a really good question. We'd get to a really good point in the conversation. I'd be like getting ready to ask. And then here we go. And then boom. Let me see if I can find the right one. Nope. That's it. So we would lose Joe right as I was going to ask a great question, and he was hyped up about the conversation. And so, yeah, as he stated, it's one of those things that this is the epitome of living Joe Dreamz. And just understanding that there will be these roadblocks along the way. And no matter what, even when you do everything right, you're still going to have hardships. There's still going to be sticks thrown into your spokes that are unexpected. Simple things like my camera overheating, which it's been happening. So we have to adapt. We have to adapt, and we have to just switch some things around. But hopefully he pops back in. Hopefully he can get his phone charged up. Oh, man. Okay. This one just went black, too. I'm going to play some music real quick. I'm going to go grab something, and I will be right back. Hey, guys. Wow. What an episode. Just a perfect little segue there with that song. Right as the song finished, and we're back in business. Looks like Joe Dreamz is out for the show. But I was going to ask him something that he wished that more people knew about him, because I think that that's a great question to be asked. Let's see. We got Rich in the comments. This is getting too funny. Amen, Rich. He says, oh, yeah, please remember to hit that like button if you're watching right now. Thank you, Rich, for reminding me. Those calls to action are important. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we just want to thank Joe Dreamz. We're going to have him on again. We'll figure it out. But yeah, sometimes this happens. It does happen. But let's get into some sponsors real quick while we got a second. Tonight's show is sponsored by Mike Sokowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. And he's not just sponsoring this Chapter 3 of People Helping People. He's building partnerships. And he doesn't succeed unless you do. So if you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike directly at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311. And if you own any kind of business at all in Arizona and you need somebody to talk to about marketing and getting your word out, just call Mike. If he can help you, he will help you. So give him a buzz. He is great people. And if you hear a little bit of fan noise in the background, I had to improvise and go grab a giant fan to point at my camera because it overheated 2 times in this episode. So let's get into the next sponsor. This episode is also sponsored by T-Town Boxing. Tucson's home for boxing, kickboxing, and recovery classes for all ages. T-Town Boxing isn't just a gym, it's a community where you can build confidence, discipline, and lifelong skills. Whether you're stepping into the ring for the first time or sharpening your technique, from kids to adults, beginners to experienced fighters, T-Town Boxing offers a space to grow, train, and challenge yourself. So if you're ready to push your limits and join an amazing community, reach out to T-Town Boxing on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Again, that's instagram.com/T-Town Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. This episode is also sponsored by the Diabetes Network of Arizona, a community built by people with type 1 diabetes for people with type 1 diabetes. They're home to Arizona's only family camp for type 1 diabetics, giving kids and family a place to connect, learn, and feel understood. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arizona, helping our neighbors and loved ones. Last year, they provided scholarships for families to attend camp, delivered thousands of life-saving diabetic supplies, and launched programs that protect foster youth and support schools across the state. Because no family should ever face diabetes alone, and with your help, they don't have to. You can make a difference today. The donation link is below in the description. That's the Diabetes Network of Arizona, building a stronger, healthier Arizona together. We love you guys. And it's so incredible because what we did last chapter for Camp Asda, I didn't know the CEO of the Diabetes Network of Arizona. She reached out, and I'm just so thankful that she did. So it's giving us more ways for you guys to be able to help and give back if that's something that calls to you. You know, we're not asking anybody to donate, but you can if that's something that's important to you. And if you need something for, the year is closing out. If you need to make a donation for taxes, it's an official 501c3. So you can do so and write it off. I know that that's a real thing for business owners. So yeah, it's an incredible place. And we're going to be having a conversation with the Diabetes Network of Arizona here soon to figure out more ways that we can help to raise money for them. Rich, I know you're out there. Let's see. And Rich is putting together a motorcycle ride for the last push for the kids to go to Camp Asda. So if you're in the Arizona area, get your motorcycle, get in touch with us. And that'll be March 14th of next year. Really looking forward to that, Rich. And we thank you for putting that on for us. Rich asks here in the comments, AJ, are you still doing the thing on the 30th or 31st? Great question, Rich. And I did acknowledge this in a past episode. Maybe you missed it. But no, we are not. The space that we had kind of fell through. We have to figure out how to go about making that event happen. And it just is not in the cards right now. So thank you for asking. And we'll re-clarify the fact that we are not going to be running that event at the end of this month. But we will be having some things. There's some stuff cooking in the background, which we haven't talked about just yet. But thank you for asking that. Let's see. Rich also says, one of these on getting the 501c3. Thank you, Rich. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have acquired a 501c3 here at People Helping People, our own 501c3. And that's called Driven to Give. And one thing I'm noticing about this is I don't want this show to be super ad heavy. sponsor heavy. I don't want to be inundating my community, you guys, with just like all these ways to give and all. Like, I mean, of course that's the core of people helping people, but the real reason we're having the actual podcast itself is to have incredible conversations with individuals and give you guys their inspiration and their wisdom, their purpose. So what we'll be doing moving forward is filming piece to camera sponsorship ads that I can just click and go, because, you know, it's, yeah. So, sorry, I'm reading the comments here. Rizzle Music, I see you. I'm going to acknowledge that here in just a moment. But yeah, so filming a piece to camera, so I can click a button, and that piece to camera will have all the ads, and will also have ways that you guys can get involved and donate if you feel inclined to. That way the show itself stays on track for bringing you guys great interviews, you guys great information, love and wisdom. And I think that it'll be a good route for us to take moving forward. So it's not going to be this next show, but the show after, we will have a nice piece to camera shot for all our advertisers and all the ways that you guys can get involved. Rizzle Music, welcome in. We see you. Uplift State of Mind podcast. He's got an incredible mental health podcast where guys and girls alike come and sit down, and it's a place to be vulnerable. It's a place where you can talk about the things that, you know, a lot of people are suffering through, and just open up that connection of conversation between individuals, which is really great. So if you want to subscribe to them, go to Uplift State of Mind on YouTube. Really good. Rizzle asked, what wisdom did you butcher? I'd love to say you'd have to go back and watch. Just make you go back and watch the show. No, but he was, Joe Dreamz was on here. We were having technical difficulties left and right. But Joe Dreamz was talking about making an impact on just a few, and how having people come up and tell them the difference that he's making in his life has really propelled him and inspired him to keep doing what he's doing. It shows him that he's on the right path. And so I referred to our conversation of how you said you, instead of meaning a little to a lot of people, you would rather mean everything or a lot to a select few. And that I thought was very pivotal. And I butchered it like 4 times. So there you go. Rizzle Music says 501c3, beautiful. I'm doing the same. Love it, bro. Congrats. Awesome, man. Yeah, if you need any help with that, let me know. It's a serious process, and I have some people that can help you out. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close this out early. My Crohn's is awful. And as we talked about earlier, it's not about how you start the day, it's how you finish it. So I'm so glad that I got to finish the day with you guys here on People Helping People, because Crohn's has been getting the best of me. So I am here, and I'm fighting, and I'm bringing you guys shows, and I love you guys. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode of People Helping People, and we'll see y'all Wednesday. We have an incredible interview Wednesday. I'm so excited for it. So see y'all Wednesday. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.